This trip took us into Palo Camado Canyon off the 101 freeway in the Agoura area. This canyon parallels Cheeseboro Canyon, where we have been before. We ran into a bit of a problem in finding the correct trailhead for the hike. This resulted in traveling over some of the rolling hills in this area before getting to the entrance to Palo Camado Canyon. We had to travel over a couple of the local hilltops before arriving at a spot where we could really look around and see where we were. But then we reached a point where we could look down and see what we thought was the entrance to Palo Camado Canyon. And that's when we noticed some structures down below. And yes, when we got there, we found this sign, which told us we had 4/10 of a mile to get to the Palo Camado Canyon Trail. And this meant traveling down a little bit to get to our starting point. And a little ways up into the canyon, we ran across this nice grove of oak trees. And then a bit further on, we began our actual ascent up into Palo Camado Canyon. And here we noticed some rather interesting rock formations along the sides of the canyon as we worked our way up. And then we reached a side trail that would, if we wanted to, take us over to Cheeseboro Canyon, where we've been before. So we continued on up Palo Camado. And so we continued along on the trail we were on. That's the branch trail we were talking about, going up the hill behind. And here a bit farther up, we can look back down Palo Camado Canyon, along with this little bit wider view. And then we reach this broad, flatter area known as China Flats. And here were a lot of oak trees to give us some shade and a good place maybe to stop for lunch. This was also the joining of a number of different trails. And so we worked our way down into this very pretty area. Took a few minutes to enjoy the scenery, and then found some rocks to sit on and have some lunch before gathering our energy together to start on the trip back. And so it was back down the canyon, actually to a different starting point than the one we started from, which really wasn't the right one. This meant a little extra travel along the city street to get back to the car, after a hike total of about 8 miles with a 1,000-foot elevation gain.